Good morning. This is a Truth for Your Soul live stream. I'm Cassandra K. I tell the truth. And the title of this live stream is They Don't Get to Circle Back. Okay? Spirit put this on me heavy at 5 a.m. this morning, okay? Forgive yourself for who you had to be in survival mode. Forgive yourself for how you showed up in survival mode. Forgive yourself when you didn't know. Because not knowing is a survival mode tactic. When you are in unawareness, all kinds of things get past you. And I'm going to say this, it's for the betterment of who you are. It's for your good. Because when you understand that who I am is everything, and who I show up in this earth as is everything. And if I keep allowing disrespect in my life, then I'm just that's all I'm available for. I'm gonna keep getting that. But when you decide, okay, I forgive myself for who I had to be when I was in unawareness, when I was in survival mode, when I didn't know any better. I forgive myself for not seeing the hurt that was running in my bloodline, that was affecting me mentally, vibrationally, and I didn't know it. I forgive myself for not walking in the authority that is mine by divine right, that is my birthright, just because the Most High gave me breath. When you start moving and being like this in the earth, your nervous system is regulated. You start moving softer. You start moving with more intention. You start moving from a place of authority because you didn't know. But see, this is the real test, because they don't get to circle back. They don't get to come back to you. First of all, because you know the frequency is different. Second of all, because you're different. You're not showing up in that way where you are available for any disrespect. You're not showing up in that way where anybody has access to you anymore. You know who you are. You know that you are a sovereign being. You know that everything about you is expansion. I'm going to take y'all on my walk with me. Because it's hot in this car. So we're going to take this show on the road. And I'm just going to talk. And we're going to be all right. It's something about when you decide not to show up in that way anymore. It's something that happens to you internally. It's something that happens to you in a way that says, I'm not showing up in a performative way anymore. I'm not showing up in a way where I feel like I have to do something to have people in my life. Right there, that's authority. Right there, that's a way of being that sets you apart. And when you walk and be in that way that sets you apart, your life changes. Your frequency changes. You walk in authority that you didn't know you had before. So when people in your life try to come back to fill a space that they once filled, that space is no longer available, because you have expanded past the frequency that they can even comprehend now. You have expanded past a frequency that is understood by the lower vibration. The lower vibration does not understand your frequency. The lower vibration does not understand how you are moving. Listen, we've been so programmed to be stimulated. We've been so programmed to be in that way where we understand everything. Let me just say this. The new earth, baby, it's minute by minute, moment by moment. You're not going to know everything. And it's the peace that's in your body that is going to let you know that it is okay if I don't know everything. I don't have to know everything. This is walking in authority. This is allowing your space to be so precious and so saturated with love. Those that once held that place in your life that hurt you, that showed up in a way that was like, okay, I'm going to take advantage of you because you don't know who you are. Those people don't get to circle back. I don't care who they are. If they fumbled, and I mean they fumbled big time, they had a place in your life. They had a voice in your life. And you allowed them to be in the center of everything. You gave them access. And they fumbled. And because they fumbled, when you didn't know who you were, they don't get to come and access this amazing being that knows now. They don't come and get to access who you are as a sovereign being, because your frequency is everything. Your frequency is connected to that of everything. And when you move like this and you understand who you are, those that fumbled, those that dropped the ball, those that didn't pick you up when you were at your lowest, they don't get to circle back, babe. It's a new day. It's a new earth. And this is where you forgive yourself for who you had to be in that survival mode mindset. This is where you forgive yourself for trusting the family. Listen, let me just speak on that for a minute. Forgive yourself for that family dynamic because they don't know. Listen, they are in that way where they are NPCs, non-playing characters. They do not know. They think that their money, their status, their titles, their rank in the family, it means something. And they think that they can say and do whatever it is that is hurtful because they don't know. But when you are the lineage breaker, hello there, welcome in. When you are the lineage breaker, when you are the one, the empath that spirit chose to be the lineage breaker for that family, the reason why you feel it so strongly is because you are the one that breaks that pattern off of your bloodline. That pattern does not continue. You are the one that is taking your family into the higher frequency. You are the one that is breaking the curses. Okay? So you forgive them. That does not mean that they have access to you. That does not mean that they get to go into this higher frequency with you. They do not. But you are not to hold them. It's like what Jesus said, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. They don't know. They are walking around in a zombie-like state, in a deep-ass sleep, fully programmed, robotic. They don't know. And you out here in this life force, full of life, full of expansion, full of joy, full of love, and everything is flowing towards you because now you know that you embody the frequency of everything. You know now that you lack nothing. And when you move and be like that in the earth, you move softer, you move slower, you move in more peace. Because everything about you is expansion. See, this is the thing. When you keep repeating the patterns, this is why I love the journey, y'all. When you keep repeating the patterns, it is an opportunity for you to finally get it. And You have to be sober of mind. You have to be in that way where you know that this pattern is not mine. This is not me. This is a pattern that has been passed down to me. This is a pattern that I took when I was in survival, and I forgive myself now for that. I forgive myself for being in that way. So now that I recognize that pattern, I can interrupt it. If you don't recognize the pattern, you cannot interrupt it. So you noticing that you've been repeating it means that it's out of there. It's just a matter of time before it's out of there because you recognize it. Patterns are those things that run in the background that we are not aware of. Patterns are those things that keep running on autopilot that we don't know. This is why it's called conditioning and programming, because you don't know that you're doing it. But once you know that you're doing it, it's out of there. And that pattern might be something that you know that has kept you small. And what's going to happen is you're going to get tired of feeling small. You're going to get tired of showing up for that way that is not you anymore. And once you get tired of showing up, that means that your higher self has something to say about it. And when your higher self has something to say about it, that pattern is over. It's literally broken. It's just a choice. And what spirit is going to allow is for you to keep repeating it and repeating it and repeating it until you get it. I had a similar thing happen. Kept repeating the same pattern. Got to a certain point and panic set in. Every single time, panic set in. And it's like Spirit was saying, when are you going to stop panicking about this? When are you going to see that everything concerning you is yes? When are you going to see that you're taken care of? And once I stop panicking, once I stop letting that thing control me, once I stop letting that pattern go unchecked, it went away. This is simple. Hello there. It's simple. Yeah, I don't have any glasses on and I'm outside, so I can't see a lot. Once you interrupt that pattern, baby, it's not like you have to keep interrupting it. Just remember who you were in that frequency that interrupted it. Because listen, the ego wants to stay in control. The ego wants to keep you in that way where you looping. The ego is just a set of programs that were put in place by you as a protection. The ego is a set of programs that wants its way because that's how we were taught. But when you allow yourself to really, really expand and you allow the ascension process to really take place in your life, you're going to see that that program is not needed. You're going to see that you see the little gnat, the little gnat all up in my business. Go away. You see it? It's like, stop talking, that monitoring spirit trying to get me to stop talking. Go away. But everything about this journey, baby, is to get you to walk in authority. It's to get you to know who you are. And it's to get you to deny access. Baby, they don't get to circle back and they dogged you. I don't care how much they think trying to convince you that they changed. You're going to know by the frequency. The frequency is going to tell you everything you need to know. And if the frequency is not in alignment, you are now, they don't get to circle back. They don't get access to you anymore. Look out here, y'all. It's so beautiful. This is where I walk every morning. I get out here before it gets hot, though. It's a little warm now. I get out here before it gets hot. Y'all, if y'all are not registered for my class tonight, you're going to miss a really good one. It's the 444 portal, navigating the void. That middle that we don't understand. We know that we know too much now to be in the old timeline, but we don't quite know enough to access our new timeline. And that middle that we have been told is where we suffer and where everything is burned is more than you think. And when you really understand what it is, you approach it differently. And in this class, I tell you what it is, and I give you the practical tools to relax into it, because it's gonna lead you to your promised land. It's gonna lead you to your new timeline. Because if you resonate with what I'm saying, you might be right there. And a lot of times, because the ego wants control and wants to be in that way where it knows every little step, you might think that you're not where you are, and you might try to turn around and go back. And I'm talking from experience. I turned around like 3 times to go back because life got to life. And okay, oh my goodness, y'all, do y'all see this little bug? Oh my goodness. But this is not where you turn around. This is where you let the void do what it came to do. This class is going to be so amazing, because when I was studying for it, I just was like, my goodness, when people get a hold of this information, their lives are going to be changed forever. They're not going to be in that way where they are dogged anymore. They're not going to be in that way where they are crying anymore. Because remember, if you were a part of the master class Starving the Matrix, the archons want you to not know who you are. The Matrix hates authenticity. The Matrix hates presence. And if you spend your loosh, your currency, worrying, not being present, living in your head in a program, then the archons, the powers that be, the Matrix, whatever you want to call it, they win. But when you step into your authority in your presence, this is not braggadocious. This is not boastfulness. This is boldness in authority, knowing who you are, knowing that if you come into your body, that you're going to get the answers that you need. If you live in your head, you're going to constantly be on a hamster wheel trying to figure it out. But once you stop and you allow yourself to relax and come into your body, 2 things happen. You get the answers that you need, and your nervous system is regulated. And when your nervous system is regulated, you are an instant manifestation tool. Anything that you want in this life, you're going to have, because you understand who you are. You're no longer moving and being in that way where things outside of you are controlling you. You understand that me coming into my body, me sitting down, not living in my head, not living in a program, is where I need to be. And if I do that, then I'm aligned for miracles. In this class, you've already starved the matrix. You've already come into that way of being. Whew. You've already come into that way of being. And now, when the ego wants you to suffer, you know that it's expansion instead of suffering. I absolutely love it here. Hey, Coach Glow, are you still there? I can see now. This journey is everything. And when you start really, really walking in authority, and you stop letting the things that once dictate to you, okay, I'm glad you're still here, babe. You stop letting the things dictate to you that once dictated to you, you're going to see different results in your life. If you give yourself the opportunity to get still enough and quiet enough just to experience this for the first time in your life is forever changed. But as long as you are in that way where you're scrambling and you're chasing and you still allowing, this is why the name of this live is they don't get to circle back. Because they came with the frequency and the energy of unawareness. They came with the frequency and the energy of destruction. Literally, they carried the frequency of the matrix. And when you are out of the matrix and you're moving and being differently, you in that middle, you're learning who you are. They don't get to come back and access you now. First of all, you are a different frequency. They do not get to circle back. They do not get to say, oh man, I apologize. I saw that you were going through something and I just dropped the ball. And listen, let me tell you something. This could be mama. This could be sister. This could be aunt. This could be husband. This could be whoever. Because when you get out of that void and you have gone through that place where you lost everything that could not stay, and you were at your lowest point, and all they did was get on the phone and gossip. All they did was talk amongst the family members, talking about you crazy, talking about all of this. Now that you are on the other side of that thing and they see that there is some validity to what you have been saying all of this time, because this 3D reality is crumbling. And what you've been saying is the truth all along. And now they see that because they don't have the bandwidth to handle what is happening. But because you done already been to hell and back, you understand what is happening. You are a new earth leader. And they don't get to come and access you as this person now. And unless, because listen, it's all about unconditional love. Unless they come in with a frequency that matches what it is that you are now. We're not holding anybody in unforgiveness. That's not what this is about. But if they're not coming with that frequency, and you're going to know it, you're going to feel it because you are fully in it. You're going to know if they have the frequency. You're going to feel it. Or you're going to know if they're trying to perform their way back in your life. If they're trying to put smoke and mirrors up to get back into your life. That is over. Listen, you're going to know so well the intent that they come with before they even say anything out of their mouth. And this is where you do not allow them to circle back. If they have not come with that frequency that reflects who you are. Everything is being revealed in this time, y'all. I'm telling you, all the false prophets are being revealed. All of those ones that have been on the ground, putting their best foot forward, trying to influence people and trying to sway people, and their heart is not the heart of God. It is being revealed in this time. This is that season where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. This is that season that the great wealth transfer is taking place. And if you have been on this front line, and if you have been showing up in an authentic, sober way, and when I say sober, I'm talking about you have the mind of God. You're not connected to the mindset of the majority. You know what's real. You know what's true. This is what I mean. You're no longer in that deep sleep when I say sober of mind. If you've been coming forth like that, if you've been in the jungle and they've been calling you crazy, they've been pointing the finger, they've been telling people, oh, something wrong with her, baby, don't you understand you right where you supposed to be? Because listen, if the majority mindset, the ones that are asleep, the 99% of the people that are asleep, if they saying it's right, the way you move now, baby, if they say it's right, you going in the opposite damn direction because you know that ain't right. Because only what you do for God is going to last, okay? Not what you doing for the gram, not what you pointing out, not what you trying to come for. No, if you have been in this thing and you are not in that sober of mind and your heart is not in that righteous place, does not mean you perfect. That means that you have the heart of God. God ain't looking for perfect. God is looking for his heart. God is looking for the reflection. Okay? And when you moving and being in the earth and you know that everything about you is expansion, you know that everything about you is for the betterment of man. You do not look at man and see titles. You do not look at man and see status. You do not look at a homeless person and be like, you don't do that. Because you done already been to hell. You done already been to hell. You already know what's true. And you don't know if what you are entertaining, listen, when you were in unawareness, you didn't know if who you were entertaining was an angel or not. But because you have the heart of God, you were the same. With everybody that you came in contact with, you were the same. Do you understand who you are in this time? Do you understand why they don't get to circle back? You were the same no matter what. You showed up with the heart of God because you are a new earth leader. No matter what was going on in your life, no matter how life was lifing. Listen, come on, y'all. Come on through, Spirit. Spirit done took over, okay? Listen. Your life was hard. I'm talking about the Archons and the Matrix almost took your ass out of here. No matter what you faced, you could have slept in your car that night and could not have eaten in 2 days. Listen to me. But if somebody came to you and they needed something that you knew that you could give, you didn't think twice about it. You gave it instantly. Because this is the heart of God. Everything about your bloodline that caused you to be hard and caused you to be second guessing yourself, baby, it's being revealed in this time. It's being revealed in this time. Everything about you is expansion. Everything about you is expansion because you are a new earth leader. The new earth is a frequency. It's not a new land. You could be standing side by side with somebody and you are experiencing the new earth and they are not. Why? Because you did the work. Why? Because you got rid of the false identities. Because you did the shadow work. You did the work that allowed the ego to die. And what's left is the heart of God. What is left is a whole universe that is conspiring to bring you who you are. Everything about you is expansion. And when you start moving and being in the earth as a sovereign, you're no longer showing up in that way where you're trying to get your lick back. When I did that video about the empaths about to get their lick back, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The way the empaths are getting their lick back is they denying access. You do not have access to me anymore. My energy is so sacred, baby. My energy is so sacred. You do not have access to me anymore. You do not get to partake in this fabulousness. Because I went to hell to find my true self. And in hell is the matrix. Hell is starving the matrix. You starved it. You like, you know what? No, I know the truth. That's hell. You went through it. Baby, some of us have been through it. I'm telling you. And you didn't just go through that to give people access to you again that mishandled the access in the beginning. They don't get to do that no more. Thank you, sweetheart. They don't get to do that. Listen, when Spirit gave me the Disarming the Matrix class, my goodness, the warfare. The warfare. I'm like, whoa, wait. But it was all for my good. It was all for my good. Because I needed to see how powerful I was. And that's all Spirit trying to get y'all to see. It ain't you being punished. Spirit trying to get you to see how powerful you are. Spirit is trying to get you to see what's in your hand. Because once you see what's in your hand, you're never going to go back to being small. You're never going to go back to dumbing it down. That's all it was. When I did that class, and I did 3 of those classes, and the testimonials that I'm getting from people that were in the class, I had a young lady that reached out to me yesterday and told me, she said, since these classes, my life has been changed. Because we've been putting up with a damn parasite that thinks it has all the power. But when you walk in the authority and you come into the power that you are, you will see that this parasite cannot match who you are. We've been putting up with it. We've been putting up with the NPCs coming in the form of family members, coming in the form of bosses, sometimes coming in the form of children, our own children. We've been putting up with it because we didn't know. But see, let me tell you what Spirit gave me about that with the kids, with the children. Because I have been through it with my children, but I love them so, you know, and I know that this matrix dogged me when I was in unawareness. So this is not where you fight that anymore. There might be a season when you have to step away from them for a minute so you can come forth in your full sovereignty, so they can actually see what it looks like, babe. Because listen, they are watching you. I don't care what has happened. I don't care how asleep they are. That vein that they had, that heartbeat, y'all shared the heartbeat at one point. They still have that within them. And if you have to walk away for a season, for you to fully embrace your new timeline, fully embrace your identity, trust and believe, when it's time for them to see, they're going to see. Do not, listen, do not fall for the biggest trick of the matrix. And that's a hardened heart. That's the biggest trick. Because when you were in that way where you needed people and you needed things and you didn't get it, Spirit was redirecting you back to you. That's all that was. It wasn't them. Forgive them, Father. They know not what they do. When your children turned their backs or they didn't have the capacity to hold you in this healing process. Come on, Spirit. Oh my goodness. When they did not have the capacity to hold you, it was not anything that they could do for you. It seriously was nothing that they could do for you. You do not let your heart be hardened towards your children, your babies. No. You let that season come where you fall back and you allow the healing to do what it's going to do. And when the time comes, they are going to see you. They are going to see the pureness, the healing of you. It might be the hardest thing that you ever had to do, is to let them have that season. But let them have that season. And when it's time for you guys to come back, it's going to be better. It's going to be better. Do not, listen, let me tell y'all. Oh my goodness, I have to tell y'all this. I have to tell y'all this. And I always am in that candid way. You know, I lived in my car for two months. I lived in my car. And my son had the capacity to say, Mom, come on. Come on. But he couldn't. It's not that he wouldn't. He couldn't. And just today, that voice came. And listen, y'all, you got to talk back to that voice. Just today, that voice came and was like trying to talk, trying to get me have to tell that voice. Because when you tell that voice that, you starve the matrix. When you tell that voice that, you starve the matrix, and everything about you is expansion. Everything about you is expansion. I just got a text message from my ex asking me, have I talked to my oldest? And I haven't talked to my oldest. Y'all, everything about this journey is going to lead you to the truth. And we as parents, we got to stand in the gap. I don't care what has happened. I don't care what has transpired. We got to stand in the gap for them babies. Because they don't know. They don't know. This matrix done pulled all kind of wool over their eyes. They don't know. And if you don't stand in the gap for them, who gonna stand in the gap for them? This is not the time to operate in unforgiveness. This is not the time for you to say, well, they turned their back on me at the hardest time of my life. This is not that. They turned their back on you at the hardest time in your life because Spirit was doing something with you. It ain't got nothing to do with them. Spirit was leading you to you. And when you understand that and you start moving like that, you don't hold people anymore. I'm doing a class tonight. It's the 444 portal, Starving the Matrix. Everything, no, it's not Starving the Matrix. Thank you, Spirit. The 444 portal, Navigating the Void. We starved the Matrix a month ago. Now we're navigating the void. You in the middle. It's that Michael Jackson song. Too high to get over, too low to get under. And you're stuck in the middle. And the pain is thunder. That's who I'm talking to. I'm talking to y'all that's stuck in the middle. We're going back to the original essence. And the void is you purging that old you. It's the birth canal. It's the rebirth. And I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you. The link is in the bio. It's a $44 investment. It's the easiest $44 you'll ever spend. And it's happening tonight at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, it's 7 o'clock for you. It's an hour long. It might be longer. Depends on what Spirit does. It's so far I think I might have 10 people. So it's a very intimate setting. And what happens in these classes is alone. It's life-changing. And you know that it's something that is needed when it's being fought. And I'm not saying that this class is being fought, but when I started the Matrix, it was. This is next level. This is you out of the Matrix and you in the middle and you trying to navigate and you trying to figure it out. This class is for you. It's the easiest $44 you'll ever spend. And I'm going to end this live because I need to find out about my oldest. I have not heard from him. I see him on Instagram and I see him posting. If he's posting on Instagram, that means he's fine and he's not ready to talk. And I understand that, but I need to see for myself, okay? Listen, I love this journey that we on, y'all. This is the journey to self. This is the journey to sovereignty. And I'm so grateful and so privileged that I have been gifted this ability to help navigate through it. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful that Spirit chose me to come forth in a practical, authentic way. When I was in it, I wasn't liking it. I was like, okay, why am I having to go through this? But now that I'm on the other side of it, I see why I had to go through it. And I'm thankful that I had to go through it. And I'm thankful that I can help you guys get through it. Because on the other side is truly where life is but a dream. It is. It's a different world, baby, than where we come from. I'm telling you, everything about this new earth is a different world. And once you experience it, you're going to come forth with the lenses of expansion. You're going to come forth with the lenses of unconditional love and the 5D or higher reality. And everything is good. It is all good. We are vessels. All right? And the gift, it's not for us. It's not for us. If you sitting on that gift, you better come forth with it. Come on, because it's needed. It's needed. I'm Cassandra K. I love you. Thank you for being here. Later.